Well, this morning we're getting a double dose of ISU Friday with Jeff Tingey, Athletic Director from Idaho State. And first up this morning, we're going to survey the landscape of college sports and see how these issues will be impacting your Bengals. Well, thank you very much for stopping by this morning. First off, there's a lot of big things going on in college sports right now. You have the Ed O'Bannon case moving through. You also have Northwestern, the unionization case. I guess first, where do you kind of see the landscape right now of college sports? What are things looking like?
You know, there's a lot of unrest and there's a lot of unanswered questions. No one seems to know exactly where we are. No one seems to know what exactly we want and how we're going to get there. There are a lot of questions. It's troubling times as well.
So mentioning the Northwestern case, the unionization, they actually went and voted on that a while back. How do you see that impacting smaller schools like Idaho State versus, the big guys, the Oklahomas, the Texases, the Floridas?
You know, the big guys, they'd like to see a little more compensation going to their student athletes, which raises that question of amateurism. Are they amateurs or are they college athletes? We talked during the break about the difference between attending a University of Michigan game and attending a Detroit Lion game. And there's a big difference there, and if you start to pay your athletes, is there a difference? And that's a big question.
So in terms of numbers, paying college athletes, how would that impact your guys' budget other than, obviously that's more money you guys are going to have to pay. Where would you have to get money for something like that?
Well, for us, I don't see that coming into play. It's for the FCS schools and for a smaller conference, smaller school like us, that's very likely not going to happen.
With the big, you mentioned the Big Five, the big schools, they're kind of trying to break away from the littler guys. How would that impact your guys' scheduling, and how would that impact Idaho State?
For the most part, I don't see it impacting our schedule a great deal. That will affect some of the other schools in our area. The University of Idaho, Boise State, BYU, but for us, it doesn't have as big of an impact right now as we had thought early on.
So it kind of seems like Idaho State's a little bit on an island amid all this turmoil going on right now, a little insulated from it. Is that kind of a correct guess or assumption? In
some ways, yes. In the end, it could still affect us. One of the things that they're talking about as part of their governance structure is increasing the size of scholarships. And if they increase the size of scholarships, that, taking a football team from 85 scholarships to 100 or 105, those last 5 or 10 will start to take away from us. And that's a scary thought, yeah, not being able to recruit the same kids because they're going to these larger schools.
All right, well, thank you very much. And we'll actually have more with Jeff here in just a little bit, but for now,